Hello and welcome. I recently did a video on the new version of Cascador, version 2024.1. Just kind of going over some of the changes in cost, the subscription levels, how they've changed. I wasn't aware at the time that Cascador had sent out emails to people who had a subscription and very generously made the offer of giving those people 2 free years of the indie level of their new subscription layout that they presented with this new version. The indie level being equivalent, not quite equivalent to the pro level. It's kind of in between the pro level and of course the basic level, which is their free version, which is limited now in other ways, and of course allows things like finger posing to be used at that level. Anyway, so I just want to thank the viewer who pointed that out to me, and to say that I think that it's generous of Cascador to make this offer to people who have paid $30 a month for some time, for their subscription level, their what they call pro level. So anyway, let's move on. What I just wanted to quickly do here is start, covering a few things. And what I'm going to talk about here is certainly not new to Cascador, just something that I wanted to point out about AutoPosing. I'm going to use the Quinn model, which is from Unreal Engine 5. So, to begin with, AutoPosing, what is it? Well, of course, if your rig looks like this, with all these big points, then you're already automatically in AutoPosing mode, which is the standard mode anyway. What AutoPosing does is if I select a point, especially a point where there's the big dots, so to speak, big points, and I take that point and just move it, well, look what the rest of the body does. It tries to maintain the center of mass, which is what a human body would do. Of course, we'd be wobbling somewhat, holding our leg up like this. I know I wouldn't even get my leg up that high. But what happens is the body reacts to what you're doing. Okay, I mean, right there, that's an animation. Okay, if I was to lay out my frames and just do that, it's a simple animation. That's how AutoPosing is very accurate, and it works real well. So let's just say we want to create a quick animation this way. We simply, let's just decide we're gonna do a kick is what we're gonna do. First of all, I know that my plant foot is gonna be this foot, so I'll just select that. Then I'll press R on the keyboard as in Robert, and you'll see this red box come into play, okay, right here. That little red box means that the foot is locked in that position, okay. So no matter what, I come over here, I take this foot, I bring it over, that foot's gonna stay generally. It will move as it properly should, but I can take Quinn and tear her apart, and that foot's not gonna move at all. Okay, so it locks it in there, and so when you're doing an animation, it basically gives you, a plant area that isn't gonna move. Just to quickly show you what happens when that is not locked in. Let's do the same thing. We're going to stretch Quinn right around, and see how she starts dragging. You can move her, see. Okay, so that's the difference. That's what it's all about when it comes to locking your plant position. So let's go back to our original position here, and so I will come over here and I will press R as in Robert, and I will lock that in, and then this is going to be my starting position. We'll just leave it at that. So we will take the timeline and we're going to drag it to 30. We're going to select that frame and press F as in frame on the keyboard, which will create a frame. Now we're going to just select this foot and we're going to just do this. We'll come here, we'll say at 30 we're going to be there. Okay, we'll go to 60 and we'll do the same thing. F, and now we'll take the foot and we'll extend it out into a kick. And we'll probably use that's good enough. She's giving somebody a good one right in the chops. Okay, so now we'll come to 90. We'll press F again. And what we're going to do is come back to frame number 1, because we want her to be in this same position at the end of the sequence. And we'll press the middle mouse button, hold it down, and drag all the way to 90, and then let it go. We'll go down here to the bottom right, click on this, and now we have 90 frames. Let's just take a quick look, and all you're going to see is the different positions. Okay, and if you're familiar with some of my other videos, or you're very familiar with this application, you will know what comes next. We will select with the mouse button, left mouse button, move all the way to the end of our sequence, and then we will hold down the Alt button and push B as in boy on the keyboard. Oops, I'm sorry. See, we make mistakes. Do it again just to make sure it's selected. Alt B. And this will turn into a fully interpolated animation. It'll fill in all the gaps. Boom, animation. Okay, but it's awful slow. I mean, if Quinn, ends up kicking somebody that slow, well, they'll get 3 or 4 punches in before she can even get the foot up. So this is what we will do. We are going to use what's called stretching mode. Okay, to do that, left mouse button, hold it down, drag all the way to the end. Okay, go to this stretching mode button, click it. You'll see everything turn yellow like this. As you can see, when I put my cursor up here, whatever frame I wanted to start at, I could, and it will automatically chop off the rest, but we're going all the way to the end. we'll hold down our left mouse button and hold it down, and we'll drag it down to 60. We'll see what that does. Now as you can see, it just cut off all this and it left this, and this turns green to let us know that this is a stretch frame. I believe. I could be wrong on that. I don't know everything. We will click this button, make it into 60 frames, and now let's take a look at it. It's better. The thing that's important here is to remember, look at this foot. It's just staying right there. You know, that's a problem sometimes with animations, is because if you're doing mocap, the feet can just go all over the place. I mean, mocap's good, don't get me wrong. I like mocap. It works well. So anyway, let's move on. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna repeat the process. We will select, we will drag, and then we will go again to this. Everything will change. Go to the end. Let's drag it all the way up to 30. Cut that right down to 30. Why not? Okay, we know that a kick in real action is going to be very quick. And this is set, I believe, at 30 frames a second. Or it could be 24, but regardless of that, well, let's take a look at it. Okay, so now the animation's gotten quicker. It's basic, it's simple. There's a lot you can still do to it. There's no doubt about it. But, you know what? It's an animation, and it didn't take you very long to make it. So, that is the beauty of this application, and believe me, I don't get anything. There's no kickback to me. I don't have enough clout on YouTube yet. So, and I'm really not really concerned about that, to be honest. So anyway, I'm just trying to point out a few little things that might make your animation process easier. To those who are not aware of these features, I hope that you learned something. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Give me a like or subscribe if you like the video. And I will see you again the next time.